We have now reached the most waiting moment of the session, inauguration ceremony of our awareness campaign by Swami Udamayananda. Thank you, Barash, for inaugurating it. We request you to deliver a few words on this occasion.
ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् सर्वस्तरतु दुर्गाणि सर्वो भद्राणि पश्यतु सर्वसद्बुद्धिमाप्नोतु सर्वः सर्वत्र नन्दतु हरिः ओम्. May all be happy, may all be peaceful, may all be free from difficulties, may all be free from hunger. May all see what is good, listen what is good, speak what is good, and do what is useful to others. May all be free from diseases, free from dangers. May all be happy everywhere. May all be peaceful everywhere. My namaskars to the principal of Chennai Institute of Technology. My namaskar to Shri T.N. Manoharanji. My namaskar greetings to all the young members of this wonderful webinar on bringing awareness for food, and to take a oath that I will not waste food and I will respect food, both very important tools of a big change in our country. And greetings to all the other invitees. Vedant Bharadwaj, who gave an opening song on the importance of trees. Then our student from Hyderabad, Tulsi Kapoor. My good friend Azhar Bhai from Hyderabad. And Dr. Velan, and all these people connected in this webinar and in the past and in the future. What is most important today, as you have been hearing from Dr. Velan, respected Principal Sriram, and Manoharanji, and the message which Azhar Bhai conveyed to the youth of India, to all the youth in Chennai and Hyderabad and everywhere, is a very sensitive message, is a very important message. It is not just a message, not just another webinar between 10 and 11, or just college has asked you to sit and you are in front of the monitor. It is a very important juncture of our history. Last 7 months, India passing through a terrible time, and the world affected by this pandemic called the coronavirus. And we do not know how long will this continue, though at present there is a downward trend, there is less number of infections. But it may take an upward turn if we are careless, if we are overconfident, if we are too complacent, and think that nothing can happen to me, that will be the first person who will go into the hospital. Sometimes we become overconfident and try to do things which are not in tune with nature. That is why Corona gave a big beating on our head and on our knuckles. We forgot to find the truth in the right place. We went on going at a rapid speed, at a supersonic speed, only to find dead end. What happened on March 15th till October 15th now, yesterday and 16th, last 7.5, 8 months? Shut your mouth, close your nose, don't touch your eyes, don't touch anybody, and stay put. This is like a punishment, but this is the greatest lesson that the modern young generation have learned or should learn. As part of the food day, I recollect 2 very important incidents. They are not stories, they are not from any movie or from any other book. This is Pratyaksha Pramanam, what I read from one of our students in Germany. He and his friend have gone for higher studies to Germany. They are in Berlin University. They are mechanical engineers from Hyderabad, and they have gone to Germany for MS. Fantastic, very good. Let them go, let them study well and come back and serve the nation. It happened that after 3-4 months after they settled down, and one evening, both of these friends, classmates, had a passion for eating good food. Welcome. So they decided, let us taste German food today. And they went to a German hotel, to a restaurant. They ordered the food, saw the menu, ordered the food, and the food was served by a German hostess. Mind you, they were passionate, they were desiring to eat German food, which is high in calorie, which is high in fat content. The Germans are very strong people, very healthy people, very vibrant and hardworking people. So any amount of fat, any amount of calories, any amount of extra food they're able to digest because they do a lot of exercise. And these are Indian bodies. These 2 guys who went there were our own brothers from Hyderabad. I say the youth of India. And they are sitting in a German hotel with the desire to eat German food, which has come in a very big quantity. After eating 50% of that food, they found it is too heavy. They are loaded up to the throat. They could not eat, just 50%. And they left the food. They just kept it on the floor. They pushed it aside, took up that this one, wiped their hands, went to the washroom, finished their work, and they were about to pay the bill. In the meantime, there was an elderly couple, German couple, sitting at the side of the table, in another table. They saw 50% of the food left out by our Indian brothers. The German gentleman, maybe 70 plus, he felt this is not good. It's not a good habit. So he got up, went to the counter, the bill counter, just shook hands with one of the friends, one of the Indian brothers, and spoke very quietly in simple English, "My dear son, why are you wasting so much food? That's all. Why don't you consume a little more?" It was just a friendly remark. You know, this man, this young boy, hardly 24, 25, was gone for higher studies in Germany, in a foreign country where the culture is entirely different. He thought he is coming from either Chennai or Hyderabad or some part of the country. Arrogantly, without any remorse, he said, "Why are you bothered about it? His typical present, unfortunate, untrained mind. The man is of your grandfather's age, and you reply like that to the German, saying that, why are you bothered about it? And he was giving that bill euro to the counter. But that man was very sensitive. He could not take this reaction. He immediately, do you know, my dear young friends, Chennai Institute of Technology students who are watching this, I'm telling you, this German gentleman did not keep quiet. And he called up the German police department. It may be surprising to you, but it is real. I'm telling you, he called the German police, not the law and order police, but the social police. They came within seconds, and he talked to them in German language, and immediately the police constable officer gave a signal to the reception counter not to go forward with the bill. Just stop it, put a pause. They took these two guys, two young Indians, to a side room and had a lot of discussion. They were not repenting. They were not caring. They did not apologize. They said, why you are bothered? We will pay whatever the bill is. Do you think you have come from Hyderabad or Chennai or Bangalore or from Bombay that you can speak anything? This is also, as one of the ideas put forward by Manoharan Ji, is to give this sensitive training to the children. Not German language or a French language or any other language and you go there for higher studies. You should know how to interact and represent your country. The culture also is very, very important. The story did not end there. Finally, the police officer, a social policing officer, gave a knock on the head of our own brother. He said in English, they could converse in English. He said, the food, the money that you pay may be yours. This fellow, of course, is not earning. His father is sending from Hyderabad. Okay, the money that you want to pay may be yours. The second sentence, please listen, my dear young friends, brothers and sisters in Chennai. The second sentence is mind-blowing. He said, the food that you have wasted, the resources of the food belong to Germany. You are wasting the resources of Germany. We will never allow it. And he put a fine imposed on these two fellows of nearly 100 euros. The food bill was 10 euros, nearly about 700, 800 rupees in Indian currency, and 100 euros fine for wasting that food and not apologizing, not repenting. And this young boy from Hyderabad, he writes a letter to one of our monks here. Greatest lesson that I have learned in life. From today, we have decided we will never waste food. Maybe we'll take a little quantity, order a little quantity. If it is good, I will order second time. But once we have ordered, we are not going to waste food. It's a very important incident that I have read firsthand. So please keep that memory. And whenever you go to a hotel or whenever you go to a friend's house or a relative's house or a marriage party, please remember the lesson. The resources belong to the farmers of India. Whether they are coming from Coimbatore, or whether they are coming from Erode, or whether they are coming from Tirunelveli, or whether they are coming from the borders of Chennai or Hyderabad or any place as Azhar Bhai mentioned. The raw rice, the wheat, the food, the water, the manure, everything belongs to our motherland. And we have become overconfident, we become arrogant, and we waste food and curse other people. This is the first incident I am sharing with all my friends today. The second incident, which happened in one of the prestigious institutions in Andhra Pradesh. This is incidentally, I just remembered 5-10 minutes ago. It was on World Food Day 4 years ago. There was a big function on Vivekananda's festival. The college had invited us. I was also present there. Then it was World Food Day. The big banner and big seminars hundreds of students participating. There was a lot of lectures like this by experts on food and economy and things like that, and they were all university students. It was a university with different branches. Then they took me for food, for lunch, in the college canteen. Mind you, that was World Food Day, 16th October. And I was sitting there along with the other guests and a couple of faculty members. And I found rice, sambar, other vegetable curries which were being served. Children were eating half. These were all adults. They were all college students, degree and PG and maybe MTech, etc. Some were consuming some snacks. Some were consuming this afternoon rice and lunch, everything. But what hurt me, what pained me that day, World Food Day seminar in another auditorium, and in the canteen of their own college, everywhere rice on the ground, sambar somewhere, curry somewhere, boys and girls walking carelessly over that rice, and two servants are taking a small cart and taking all that food that has been wasted, that has been left out, should I say, putting it into that cart, small hand cart, and then taking it outside the compound, throwing it outside the compound. Their dogs and beggars were eating that food. What more sin, what more corruption can we get other than this? And that was World Food Day celebration. Look at the two pictures, two contrasting pictures that I have mentioned just now. One is in Germany. The police constable says the resources of Germany is being wasted, pay fine. We are not supposed to waste. It's a loss for the country. On the other hand, in our own country, we do this, should I say, stupid thing and blame the government, blame the system, and cry over spilt milk. My dear young friends, please think seriously these 2 points. And I, for one, remember 3 vratams, 3 oaths, which were not just told by United Nations or UNESCO or World Health Organization or Tom, Dick and Harry. It is told thousands of years ago in the Upanishads, in the Gurukulam, along with grammar, along with archery, along with gardening, along with agriculture. What was being taught? Annam nanindyat tad vratam. What a wonderful motto, that vratam, the Rishi is telling the students in the Gurukulam. Annam na nindyat. Please do not criticize food. Make it a vratam, make it a oath. Take a vow of it from today that you are not going to criticize food. Number 1. The second vratam is what the message today is, what Albi Academy's motto is. What is that? Annam na parichakshita tad vratam. Please do not throw the food. Throw away the food, do not waste the food. Na parichakshita tad vratam. See the concept of ancient India, our forefathers, which has been put into beautiful English or Tamil or Telugu or Hindi by our people. The roots are there. We are to participate in this. The third vratam, which brought about a tremendous change in our country. Annam bahukurvita tad vratam. Let us all produce more food. A huge country, massive population, people hunger everywhere, people rich, wasting food in hotels and in houses as if it is not their cup of tea. Annam bahukurvita. Let us produce more food. And you will be surprised to know this one sentence, last sentence, Annam bahukurvita, brought about white revolution and wheat revolution in our country. Who are the founding fathers of wheat revolution? Chennai, old man is sitting there, the grandfather of Chennai, Sri M.S. Swaminathan, the father of Indian agriculture, as it were, and Dr. C. Subramaniam, who was the finance minister, who was with Indira Gandhi. These 2 brilliant minds from Chennai had to fight, had to wage a debate with Prime Minister Indira Gandhi at that time and said, why are we purchasing wheat? Why are we going and selling ourselves to foreign countries? Huge country on the Godavari, huge country on the banks of the Kaveri in Tamil Nadu, etc. Why don't we produce food? wheat, rice, barley, maize, and make our country self-sufficient. And that was the wheat revolution in India. And later came the white revolution in the form of Amul Company by Kurian Varghese. So annam na nindyat tadvratam. Annam na parichakshita tadvratam. Annam bahukurvita tadvratam. Annam vai brahma. Food is God tadvratam. The students learnt it, and that is how India was one of the greatest food granaries of the world. Later on, the history says we lost this one because somebody was ruling us for nearly 200 years. The British, they took away everything, the talent and the brain, everything. They wanted only to make us eat all kinds of stuff produced by them, which we are suffering from health and other problems. Lastly, I would like to tell you this wonderful point where the heart to feel is very important. Rightly said by Sri Manoharanji, the sensitivity, the awareness from the parents. 125 years ago, Swami Vivekananda asked this question. Do you feel that we have given ditch water when Ganga is flowing by? Do you feel that the next door neighbor has become a brute? Do you feel for your country? Today in Bundelkhand, which is on the borders of Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, how many of the students sitting in Chennai colleges and Hyderabad colleges, etc., understand that they were eating at one time, nearly a year ago, they were eating grass. Ghas ka roti kha raha tha. They were eating rotis made out of grass. And it used to become so hard that they used to dip it in mud water and eat that. And that was the situation. Rightly pointed out, I appreciate the idea, suggestion given by Sri Manoharanji of food bank. Just we have book banks in colleges. We should have food banks. And there, some sensitive youth started roti bank. From every house, 2 rotis, just 2 chapatis should be given to the volunteer who will collect it from 15-20 houses. And that is made into food packets and given to people in Bundelkhand borders. Today, thanks to these volunteers of the Roti Bank, things became normal, and now Bundelkhand is so okay. It is a kind of self-sufficiency. Swami Vivekananda's hunger. He did not have even one roti in his house after his father's death. People think, oh, Vivekananda, we appreciate this and that, but the struggle that he had. I remember Vivekananda saying, when he was not at Vivekananda, Narendra, still a college student, he had come tired, exhausted, and he was sitting for food, for lunch. His mother had made 1 roti for him, just 1 thick roti. That much only money was there. Naren, thirsty, hungry, was about to eat that. Suddenly, his younger sister, Swarnamayi, asked, Mother, I am very hungry. Can you give me 1 more chapati? That was the only chapati left in Vivekananda's house. And that was meant for Narendra, Vivekananda. The moment he heard that his sister is hungry, Narendra served that chapati back to his sister, walked out of the house, and there was a tap in the street near his house. That full day he drank that water and satisfied himself. Later on, that feeling, that pain that he had of his sister and mother, he spread that message in the whole world about food, about education, about character, about values. So it is our responsibility, my dear friends, that we have to take this message seriously and see that our country, our food, our resources are utilized properly for the welfare of the people. If you feel that food is more, that rice, that vegetable curry, sambar, or any other item, if you feel it is more, don't throw it in the dustbin. Take it out of the house and give to the poor man. If the poor man is not available, give it to a cow. If the cow is not to be seen, give it to a dog. If the dog is not there, put it into a pond, into a well where the fish can eat. If that is also not there, last alternative, last option, very interesting. So there will be a small pot. There will be some place in your compound. Make a small hole in the Mother Earth. Put that food there and pray to Mother Earth, Matrubhumi, and say, "Oh Mother, you gave us raw product. I am giving you this cooked product." And Mother Earth will bless you, and your punyam will be stored in heaven. And after your death, you will get more food because you have given to Mother Earth. So let us be practical. Let us have developed that sensitivity in our life and see that we are not wasting food and we are respecting food and we are sharing that food with others. Ahara shuddhau sattva shuddhihi. If the food is pure, the mind is pure. And if the mind is pure, the memory power will be perfect, will be strong. And if the memory power is strong and long and very, very, what should I say, it is stabilized. Smruter lambhe sarvagranthinaam vipramoksha. The vidyarthi, the vipra, the student, his mind will be free from tensions, will be free from worries, will be free from depression because the food that you are taking is so pure. That is the message that we have to understand from our traditions. Utilize, combine it, add it with your modern knowledge, education, life, but don't forget this sensitive message which our forefathers have given and the modern organizations are doing. Let us all work together for this wonderful message, what you call campaign of I will not waste food, I will respect food, and I will share the food with others also. And may God bless you, may Vivekananda bless you, may every great saint and sage from Tamil Nadu, from the world, from our ancient past, guide the students of Chennai Institute of Technology, and through you, let this message spread out over Tamil Nadu, all over the place. May God bless you. Wish you all the best for a great time and a wonderful success in this sensitive, important campaign. Thank you very much. Nandri, Vanakkam.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for the wonderful insight about the importance of food. I'm sure the message has reached everyone who are currently watching this program and will keep reaching others. Thank you so much.